It's showtime! Welcome to the Happy Hour Show. Alan Chamo here. I'm so excited. It's Wednesday every 2 weeks. Today it's every 2 weeks. Last week it wasn't every 2 weeks. So I'm happy we're here. Thank you for joining me. Those of you joining on YouTube, those of you joining on Zoom. Hey, Shayla and Valerie, Barbara and Walter, and so many more. Daniel is there. Oh, we have a magician joining us. Hey, Daniel, that's awesome. And Evan, thank you very much. We have so many. This has already become like a community. We are a special community. You know, this is great. We've been doing this since September 2020. This is episode 43, I think, 44. I need to actually check. Someone is going to correct me for sure. Today we have an incredible show. We have a magician that is really one of my favorites. Is very well respected within the magic community, and everybody really enjoys watching him. So we have with us today Francis Menotti. We're going to see him later in the show, so that's amazing. What is that, Barbara? Are you doing a taco? You are cooking. This is part of the fun of the show. Let me this is awesome. Actually, you can unmute yourself. Tell us what you're doing, or your hands are too dirty, no? I'm going to just show people what it is that you are doing there. Let me see. It looks like you're doing knishes or some kind of a dumplings. Am I correct? It's kind of. All right, there you are.
Italian stuffed shells with spinach and cheese.
Stuffed shells with. You see, people do different things while watching the show. This is one of the great things. Hey, Barbara, I think I would love to.
There it is.
I would love to try
It's
them.
gonna have tomato sauce and then cheese on top.
That's the fun about the show. You know, we really like. I love the fact that I can watch you and you can watch me. We have Valerie enjoying a wine over there. This is great. Yeah. And this is awesome. All right, so let's get the show rolling today. And as always, by the way, I have with me the amazing. You saw him at the beginning of the show. Amazing show piano. He's an Emmy nominated. He's a champion of piano. Please welcome my co-host Ryan Ahern. What's up, Ryan?
Hello, Alan. How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
I'm great. I'm getting a little hungry now. That I've seen Barbara making those.
That's a
pasta
homemade
over there.
stuffed shells.
Stuffed shell,
Goodness.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Yep. Yeah, I'll give
yummy,
you my
yummy.
address. You can mail some out to us.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we can do that. Hey, you know what? We're talking about the community. Ryan, next time you're in Florida, we need to try and organize a show in person and invite everybody somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And, no, it would be amazing.
I'd love that. I'm flying down to Miami tomorrow night.
Oh, no way. Are
Yeah,
you
to
joining?
put a show together, but
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Yeah,
little too tight. You're flying to Miami tomorrow? You're joining a ship?
Yeah, I'm going to get on a ship. It's a Princess ship in Fort Lauderdale, so I'll be joining that thing on Friday.
Oh, so maybe we can meet tomorrow night. Who knows?
Yeah, I think I'm on the red eye.
Okay.
I'll fly down and get in there first thing, but
Okay.
I'll be in Florida a lot this coming up month or two. So
Okay.
let's-
Yeah, you've
let's
been
finally get
busy. You've
together.
been busy. I see you on on social media. You've been traveling. I think since the last episode, you've been traveling. Tell us a little bit about your trip.
Yeah, so it was down in Florida also. So last time we did the show, it was Wednesday, and I left Thursday on the red eye, and flew down, got on the ship. It was the Regal Princess. We took that all down through the Caribbean, and all the way back up, and it was a beautiful run. Had a beautiful theater, excellent orchestra. We had a lot of fun out there.
Do you recommend people to go on a cruise now? Because on the news you hear only obviously horrible stories, but
Sure, if you're going to watch the news, you're not going to want to go because the CDC is recommending, on one hand, they're recommending don't cruise, and then on the other hand, they're saying, kudos to the cruise industry. You guys are doing great. The cases are down, if not non-existent. But there's a few cases somewhere. With the new variant, you can't avoid it really.
Yeah.
So it has not been a problem at all on any ship I've been on.
awesome.
Everybody takes precautions, and it's
People are
great.
having
So
fun.
you
All right.
have to cruise. Yeah, we got to get the cruising back. Cruising's great.
Yes, cruising is back. I'm not back on the cruises yet, but I will eventually. Maybe one day. But I've done 16 years of that, so I'm now enjoying not being on a cruise. So that's also but you know what I'm talking about. It's exhausting, and you've been traveling. You just arrived today, no?
Yeah, I just flew in 2 hours ago because I had to make a trip up to Sacramento, Northern California, for a couple of days, and now I just flew in just for you. So I just rushed in and put the studio together, got my mics because I travel with my mics. So I'm wiring everything up, and now we're ready.
So you made it just on time. Thank you so much. Look, that's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you, Ryan. Everybody's
You're
uploading
welcome.
to you here. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's start the show. What do you have for us?
I'm a big fan of the 50s and 60s rock and roll music, and I have a great medley. I'm sure I've played it in the past, but it's been a long time. So I thought everybody would like some feel-good 50s and 60s rock and roll. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah?
Let's make it happen.
All right. Here we go, buddy. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, oh what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I left your love cause I thought it was funny. You came along and moved me, honey. I changed my mind, this love is fine. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Kiss me baby. Ooh, feels good. Hold me baby. I wanna love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. I'ma tell this world that you're mine, 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 mine. I put my nails, I put on my thumb. I'm a nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, you drive me crazy. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Good golly, Miss Molly, sure had a ball. Good golly, Miss Molly, sure had a ball. When you're rocking and rolling, I don't hear your mama call. From the early, early morning to the early, early night, saw Miss Molly rocking at the House of Blue Light. Good golly, Miss Molly, sure had a ball. When you're rocking and rolling, I don't hear your mama call. One more time. Baby, whole lot of shaking going on. I said, come on over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. I ain't faking, whole lot of shaking going on. I said, come on over, baby, we got chicken in the barn. Who's born? We're on my farm. Come on over, baby, we got the bull by the horn. I ain't faking, whole lot of shaking going on. baby, shake it. Shaking, baby, shake it. Shaking, baby, shake it. Shaking, baby, shake it. Come on over. Whole lot of shaking going on. Splash, I was taking a bath, long about a Saturday night. A rubber tub, just relaxing in the tub, all thinking everything was alright. Well, I jumped out the tub, put my feet on the floor, wrapped the towel around me, and I opened the door, and then a split splash, jump back in the bath. I was out to know there was a party going on, fishing and a splashing, I'm moving and a grooving. I wasn't really with the feeling. I saw the whole gang dancing on my living room rug. A flip-flop, they was doing the pop. All the teens had the dancing bug. It was a lollipop with a Pegasus. You call it Miss Molly was even there too. And then a splash, forgot about the bath when he put my dancing shoes on. Fishing and a splashing. I saw the whole gang dancing on my living room rug. A flip-flop, they was doing the pop. All the teens had the dancing bug. There was a lollipop with a Pegasus. The golly, Miss Molly was even there too. And then a splash, forgot about the bath when he put my dancing shoes on. Fishing and splashing, moving and a grooving. I wasn't really with the feeling.
That was energy in the house.
All right.
Thank
I
you.
lost the mic, man.
You lost the mic. I know. All right. Thank you so much, Ryan. That was amazing.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate
You know, well, I just mentioned before that we are a community, and we have a lot of people that joined us since the beginning. And one of them is our great friend Valerie Jett, and she's joining us today as well. And I just want to say I'm very sorry for your loss. Valerie just lost her husband 10 days ago, and we are very, very sorry to hear that. Mishka used to join her every time. I remember him sitting next to her, and I was, I can see everybody here on Zoom. So, Valerie.
Thank you. He's watching, and let me tell you, he enjoyed this show so much. You, Alan, and Ryan, he just loved this show. So that's why I wanted to tune in, because I know he's watching again.
Well,
so thank you for everything.
Thank you.
He loved it.
Well, we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate his life, okay? And you moving forward, I hope you're going to do the same, okay?
Yes.
This is this is part of life, you know. That's what it is. All right, let's actually. This is my. Please stay tuned. We have Francis coming up later in the show, but maybe now I can do something. And this is something I'm about to do. Something with cards, that I didn't do for years. Actually, I'm not even sure if I did it on the happy hour. If I did, then you're probably gonna let me know in the chat. But this is something, and I'm gonna dedicate it to Mishka. Okay, let's do this for him. So let's do this. I'm gonna need the volunteer, somebody to help me out here. So if you want to be, part of the show, turn on your cameras, please. Turn on your cameras. Let's see, maybe somebody we didn't have before. Come on, turn on your cameras. We have Trudy that I don't know. We have Ivan's iPhone, and what is that? Roshana, turn on your cameras. Robert, I'm putting people on the spot here, huh? Okay, all right. So let's see here. Let's bring on our friend that she's here. Let's do this. Okay, Barbara, how are you? So Barbara Rubin, because we have two Barbaras. Okay.
Okay, great.
Hey, Barbara.
Doing wonderful.
All right. So happy to have you on the show. All right, Barbara. So we're going to do something fun here with a deck of cards. Let me just put it this way. And maybe I can bring you in a different way. Hold on. There's a lot of, I'm a one-man show here, as you know. There you are. Okay. So we have my table. We can see you. We can hear you. All right. So Barbara, a deck of cards, all different from the front, same from the back. Okay. And recently, I was watching some YouTube videos, and I was checking out a Japanese magician, and he did something pretty cool. Actually, I'm not even sure if he's a magician, but he was shuffling the cards, and there's different ways to shuffle a deck of cards. Some people shuffle the cards like this. This is like the overhead shuffle, very simple. Some people shuffle the cards like this, and some people, that person was doing something crazy. Was shuffling some face up, some face down. It's kind of crazy, and I was like, what is he doing? How are you gonna do something, if you're shuffling all the cards, some face up, some face down, it's like a whole big mess. Some are like face to face, and it's really like, I think it was from Japan. There we go. And so we have now, some are face down, some are face up, face down, some are maybe face to face. So all like this. Now when he did it, immediately after, just went like this, and all the cards were back to normal. Back to normal. It's like, oh, you're right. Yeah. So I guess I learned how to do it. Yeah, it's called free time. Lonely guy. No, just kidding. Actually, I don't have any free time. With two girls, it's there's no free time. All right. Ah, okay. What would you like to learn? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't teach this. This is a top secret. If I tell you, I have to kill you, and you look like a nice person. So, yeah, we're gonna skip that one. Exactly. We want you back. All right. Listen, Barbara. Let's do this. Do you have a good intuition? Does it happen to you that you think about, I don't know, something, and then it happens? Sometimes, not every time. Like for example, it can be little simple stuff. Like for example, the phone rings and you know who's calling before you pick it up. Does it happen to you? Oh, you see, so it happens to you. Yeah. And by the way, with the phone, you don't have to have any powers or intuition. It's called caller ID. Okay, it's pretty simple. So you know who's calling every single time. Okay. Yes, I have a stalker. His name is Scam Likely. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's calling me all the time. Is he calling you as well? I see some people nodding their head. It's like, yeah, this guy is calling everywhere. That's Scam Likely. That's horrible. All right, let's do this. So let's put your intuition to the test right now, okay? All right. Let's take a card. All right, we have here one red card, and Perfect. And a black card over here. Okay? So let's do this. You're going to divide, and by the way, if we were in person, I would hand you the deck of cards and you would do it yourself, okay? But you're gonna have to trust me. I'm gonna do whatever you tell me to do, okay? So, all right. Actually, let me just maybe move you so we can see more of the cards. Perfect. All right, that's better. Okay. So now we have red here, black here. All right. So let's do this. I want you to use your intuition. If you think that this card is red, you're gonna say red, and I'm gonna put it here. Okay? If you think this one is also red, also we'll put it here. This one black, we'll put it here, and so on. We go one by one. Don't go too slow. Don't go too fast. Use your intuition. All right? And there's no specific order, so go ahead. Let me know when you're ready. Start. Let's go. This one is red. Okay, perfect. Next one. Red. Actually, let's see. Oh, very good. Maybe it was, it's 50-50. Maybe you were lucky. Okay, so you got the second one right. Okay, go. Let's do it quicker. Let's go. Uh-huh. 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 Yes. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yes. Take your time, just hurry up. Uh-huh. Oh, you were thinking about that one. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. So let's continue. Go. This one. Red. Uh-huh. What? So you want to change this one? This one? This one you want to change? Oh, no problem. We're changing. Okay. You got it. And this one black? Okay, all right. I'm so happy that you know what you want, okay? And you are stopping me and correcting me. That's perfect. Okay, black. Black. Yes, black. Red now. I'm doing it at the same time. Okay, this one red, okay. I think there's a delay, yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. So this one red. That one is black. Okay. And black, okay. Okay. Let's see if this one is black. I'm just for the heck. You were right. That was black. It wasn't red. Come on. Next. Uh-huh. Red. Okay, this one is black. This one is black. Okay, and this one? Black. Let's see. Yes, very good. Okay, so let's see what we got. Now, obviously, I mean, we cannot have all of them exactly. I mean, otherwise, I mean, you are really a mental. I mean, you should like win the lottery or something. You'll be on the show as a guest, exactly. I think Francis now is nervous. It's like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be a guest on the show. Okay, so let's see. But by the way, if it's not exact and it doesn't work, it's all your fault. I mean, I was just dealing cards. You were just telling me where to go. Okay, so it's 100% on you. Just saying. All right, so let's see. Let's start over here. Look, let's see. So this one black, pretty good. Ah, nice. Wow. You are pretty amazing at this. Oh my God, Barbara, you're getting all of them one by one. Look, I'll show you all of them right here. Look, We have all of the red, all of the reds from here, and here we have the rest of the blacks from there. Exactly perfect match. All of them black, all of them red over here. Amazing, everybody. Applauses to our friend Barbara. Big applauses. All right. You are brilliant. You are brilliant. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. I hope that Mishka watched this one and is proud of us. Okay? Thank you, Barbara. It was fun. It was fun. Okay. Do you keep a secret? Me too.
Yes.
Me too.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it, Barbara. All right. Let's.
Thank you.
Okay. Where is Barbara here? We need to. I have so many things happening at the same time here that I cannot even eliminate Barbara here from the call. You are staying for the whole show, Barbara. That's it.
Okay.
You are on. So careful with what you do. Okay.
That's because I donated money. It was very difficult. I was having a lot of trouble. It wasn't letting me donate and then get the link to come on to you.
Oh.
And I thought I'd be late because I was going crazy.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for your donation. Yeah, for
Oh.
those who want to support the show, we really appreciate it. We will put actually we have, I think over here a link. You can alanchamo.com/support. You can also do it over there.
It was on that other site, though.
I was in
It on another
Eventbrite.
site.
It was on Eventbrite. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Well, you can.
That goes to you, right?
Yeah, you can support. You can support us anywhere you want.
Okay.
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 I really appreciate
Well,
it.
now
Thank you.
that if only I had made money on all those cards that I picked,
Ah.
I could donate more.
Yes. Okay. We'll find you a job with that. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you, Barbara. Appreciate it. All right. Let's continue with the show here. Ryan, are you there?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
That's amazing, that card trick. That card trick's one of my favorites. That's amazing.
Yes, it's actually has a name. It's called Out of This World, and I think it's for a reason. You know, it's really out
Yeah.
of this world. Yeah, it's pretty
I think
strong.
we should bring that trick and Barbara to Vegas and get some chamo.com/support money going for you. That's right.
All right. Yeah. Well, Ryan, this is the time where I'm really excited to introduce our guest. You know, let me
Yes.
actually first of all unmute him, and yes, really excited to bring him. You know, we today is like one of the best shows. I'm very excited because this entertainer, he's been, in the Magic Castle on television. He fooled Penn and Teller. You know Penn and Teller. He fooled them
Absolutely.
once. They brought him back again. So he's been twice on Fool Us with Penn and Teller. I mean, he's so accomplished. He's really amazing. So he's known for creating magic for film, television, and for himself. So please welcome the magical absurdist, Francis Menotti. Hey, Francis.
Hello, hi.
Hi, how
Ryan,
you
really
doing, my
enjoying
friend?
this. I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm
great to see
wonderful.
you.
Yeah, great to
Yeah.
see you too. Happy
I
you
also
joined.
love that trip. That Out of This World is one of my favorites too. As soon as you started doing it, I was like, oh, this is great. Such a beautiful piece.
I know, it's the first time I do it virtually. It is a little stronger when the person holds the deck in their hand, as you know.
Sure. Well, it still worked. I mean,
It worked, no?
I was impressed. So yeah.
Good. If it comes from you, I'm excited. So tell our audience a little bit about you. I mean, you are a consultant also for magicians. You have your own show. You also performed with your wife, or still perform with your wife.
Yep.
And you're working on a TV show. There's so many things you're doing. So let's go one by one.
Well, pick one. What would you like me to talk about? Right now I do work with my wife a lot, but largely because we've been in the same space for so long. So like everyone, we make the most of it. Worked out well. But I've been doing magic full time for 21 years. So right out of college, I started my full time career doing lots of different things, everything from birthday parties to picnics and schools and libraries, everything and anything. And then I slowly figured out what I didn't want to do, and then moved more towards the things I wanted to do.
So now looking backwards, college.
I went to Penn State University, and that's actually, my degree was in public relations and advertising, which both come in really handy. And
They do? Okay.
yeah, especially for Magic as a self-employed business owner. But the best part about school for me was I started a magic club with a few friends. There was never a university magicians club before at Penn State. And so we started the Penn State Performing Magicians, and almost all of the magicians that were members initially of the club ended up going either full-time or seriously moved forward in their magic careers.
Well, I'm sure the parents are proud of them and their and their student debt.
Yeah.
It's like so many
We
people-
worked on making that disappear. It takes a while. It's harder these days, but yeah.
You need to do a lot of magic to make it disappear.
Yeah, a lot of magic.
No
Yeah.
doubt, no doubt. And you also performing on the Magic Castle. You've been on for many times there, no?
Yeah, I performed live for the castle for years, and then funny enough, my wife and I performed together as a literally our name is Couple of Magicians, mostly because we couldn't come up with a better name. But when we were about to do the live performance together at the castle, it would be her first debut. 2020 decided to do different
appear.
things. So yeah, it appeared. Boy, did it ever! But we started doing the virtual things for them because they did the Magic Castle in Hollywood. If you ever any of the guests out there, if you get a chance, it's a private club, but there's plenty of ways of finding out how to see shows there. It's an amazing private club right in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's all
Or
magic.
yeah. See, I'm going to tell you a little secret that I don't tell anybody. And now I'm going
You're a
to
magician.
tell it. Now I'm going to tell it to everybody. So the first time I've been in the Magic Castle, I think it was the first and last. I just moved to America. It was 23 years ago. I went to San Francisco, and I was driving down the coast, and I met a magician. I'm not going to mention his name now, but he was underage. He was 18, but amazing with cards. And he's like, "Hey, let's go to the Magic Castle." So we got ourselves. You have to have a tie, as you know.
Yeah.
So we dressed up and everything, and I didn't know how the whole thing goes, and I know a lot of magicians. I spoke with Igal Mesica. He told me he's going to be there and all that. So, we get there. He drove. He parked the car. I went through the front door. I met Igal, and we went inside. Everything was fine. And I don't know. He disappeared, and then suddenly appeared inside. And then I watched, I think, part of a show. And then when I was actually, I think I watched one show, and then after that I'm going out, and the security comes to me and they're kicking me out. I was kicked out of the Magic Castle. I was like, "What's up? Why?" He's like, "Well, you came with this guy." It's like, "Yeah." "Well, you're out of here." It's like, "Why?" So apparently he sneaked in from the kitchen in the back because he's underage. And I drove. I mean, he drove me in, so I was like, kind of in partner in crime. So I was out of there.
Well, I guess that's a little while ago, I guess, but still, that I mean, they're pretty strict with their rules, and understandably sometimes. But so you haven't been since. You got to go back sometimes.
I should go back, but I want to go back and be on stage. Yeah, you think they're gonna forgive?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of different rooms in there, and you'd be good in pretty much all of them. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. Hey, so tell me real quick about your experience. Because you fooled Penn and Teller. These people,
right.
It's not easy to fool them.
I was surprised to have fooled them. I mean, I've known both of them. I've known Teller for many years because I met Teller when they came to Penn State to do a show for the students as the freshman convocation or something, I guess they called it. I was on my way out as a senior, but I went, met them, hung out, and I started studying kind of how they work and think. Anyway, fast forward many years to 2015, and I got an email when they were starting to canvass for magicians in the U.S. They had already done one season in the U.K., and they were looking for magicians in the U.S., and I somehow made the list of people they were, considering. I said, "Oh, sure, I will put a trick together and do my best to fool them." And I added a little tweak of a trick that I had been doing for years that I thought would probably fool Teller. Now, mind you, the main reason I wanted to do this particular piece, and you'll see this in my act in a little while, is I have a strong fondness for the English language. I talk a lot, and I use way too many words, especially in my writing, but also when I'm talking. And so this whole trick was all about words. So I did this trick that was a Scrabble trick with Scrabble tiles and big words. And then at the end of it, they ended up revealing that I had fooled them, blew my mind, and then went back went to Vegas a few months later to perform at the end of the show. That's what happens if you fool them. They give you a trophy. It's fun. It's a great thing. And then they bring you back to perform at the end of the show.
Oh,
now,
but it's at the end of their show.
The end of their show. You basically get to say that Penn and Teller opened for you, which is it's kind of a funny way of looking at it.
Yeah.
But the other side of it is I went back in 2020, right before, in fact, literally days before. It was March 13th, March 12th, I think, that I was on stage with the rest of the acts that were doing it. And very different feel because everyone was not sure what was happening in the world. But I didn't fool them that time. But funny enough, I actually like the time and the trick better that time. And I'm actually going to do that piece tonight in the show. At least a part of it, so, yeah.
Very exciting. So tell me the weirdest, because, we've been doing this for a while, and there's so many moving parts. I mean, now with virtual, there's so many moving parts with the technical part, but when we do it in person, there are so many things that can happen wrong or with the audience that we never expect. Can you tell us, one of those stories? I'm sure you have a few.
I don't have as many stories about the virtual shows. I've had things go wrong in live experiences. The virtual shows, when things go wrong, it's usually on my end with an audio issue, whether it's a microphone or music or something, and it's usually something stupid, like I forgot to push a button or plug something in, right? But when it is, there was one time early on in my career, and I brought a spectator up on stage, a volunteer, and I'm starting to do this trick where, here's the concept. I have a person take a card out of a deck, they sign it, they put it back in the deck, and that person holds on to the deck of cards. And another person then chains my hands with some chains and a lock behind my back, like a Houdini-style escape. Now, usually what happens is then the one person throws the deck of cards at me, at my chest. I escape from the chains and I catch the signed card, and it's fun. I'm proud of the trick. It's a lot of I've used it many times to close my show. I was using it to close my show in this particular case. Now, partway through the trick, I have the person coming up to chain my hands behind my back. As they're doing this, I'm making a couple of just little aside jokes, like saying, "Oh, I'd give you a hand, but." And things like that. Now, then I'm saying, would you mind hurrying up a little bit? We don't, have a lot of time. And I'm just kind of not heckling them, but kind of egging them on.
Yeah.
The audience goes icy cold silent, like glaring at me.
Yeah, especially when you said, "Can I give you a hand?"
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. I didn't realize what had been going on at this point. The audience knew. The person who had chosen a card knew. The person who was chaining my hands kind of looked at me strangely, and only after I've said all of these remarks do I look over, and I realize the gentleman has only one arm.
I saw it coming because I'm a mentalist.
Yeah, right. I had no idea, and I must have turned tomato red, and fortunately, the person who was helping me, the person without an arm, with one arm, had a great sense of humor, and he burst out laughing, and just like he realized that I was just an idiot, which, I do a pretty good job of making myself look like a fool on stage, most of the time intentionally. In this case, I was probably 20, 21 years old. I was a kid. Still, I don't know if there was an excuse for it, and I probably could still do something that dumb today. But boy, the audience, once the spectator laughed, they kind of cooled off. They or warmed up a little bit. They kind of said, "Oh, okay, I guess it was an accident." My proudest moment was in that moment when I realized what had happened. I looked at him and I was like, I made a split-second calculation on it. Like, is this line going to work or not? Is this going to be funny? Well, I guess I can't do any worse, so I'm going to throw this line out. And I look at him and I say, whew, well, I guess I'm glad you're unarmed. And it was the right choice because then the audience, it broke the ice.
Yeah.
He laughed even harder. It was, but man, most embarrassing stuff. You know, it took me a long time to be able to laugh at it, but it's...
Well, I had
you know.
one. I had one like this also with an arm. I was 17 years old. 17 years
Okay.
old in Israel. Okay, I remember quick. It was a family show in a resort in the south of Israel in Eilat, and so I used to do the arm guillotine. You
Oh,
know,
sure.
the guillotine where you ask the volunteer to put their hand and you put a carrot underneath and it cuts the carrot but it doesn't cut the hand. And I had so many gags with that. It's a great So
It's a good trick, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm not doing it for I don't know 30 years maybe now since then probably. So I was going. I need a brave kid to help me for the next trick, and all the kids go me, no screaming me. It was a big audience. Like no, who's the loudest? And everybody go me, no screaming. And there was a kid who was jumping up and down, and I would go, you stand up. The kid stands up and he has no arm. He has only one arm. And I'm already put the guillotine out, and I realized that he has no arm. It's like, I'm not gonna do the guillotine to a kid with no arm. I mean, there's no way I'm gonna do.
It's like, I see you've done this trick before, right?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, at that moment, looking back, now I can write like a whole page of gags about it.
Yeah.
Like you just mentioned one of them. But at that moment, I froze, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
sit down. I need somebody else. And the parents realized when I brought the other kid and I asked them to put a hand, they realized why I did that. And then at the end, I brought the kid for something else, But the parents appreciated the fact that I didn't bring him on and tried to cut his other arm. Yeah.
They make, those moments make us stronger and they're fun for the audience as well, even if they're, well, it's awkward, but at the same time, it's like, well, now we know that can happen. And also, this is evidence of live entertainment. So.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right. Well, you're working on real quick before we continue the show. You're working on a TV show right now. You're doing a special magic TV show.
It is. It's a show that's a self-produced show. I'm one of the producers on it with my wife and another producer, and then a couple of writers and a whole crew. But it's a much smaller scale than what I've done before with the network shows and everything. This is our own private streaming show, and it's think of it as a Reading Rainbow meets the Muppet Show. A little more geared at adults. It's at least teens and adults, but it's called Magic Storytime. And I'm not doing the camera. I'm not on camera so much as I'm running the show. And you know how difficult that is, running a streaming show. Mm-hmm. And we're doing live camera switching and incorporating music and pre-recorded segments. But yeah, it happens every Tuesday night at now it's at 8 o'clock on Twitch.
On Twitch.
And it's simply called Magic Storytime. So if you go to twitch.tv /Magic Storytime, and it's a lot of fun. It's my wife does some magic. She reads a short story, and there's a puppet named Merle, the literate monster. It's very fun and cute. And then we have a live, like this show, we have a guest entertainer each week. We had a musician yesterday. We had.
Yeah, I think you froze on us, Francis.
Can you? Uh-oh.
Oh, now
Can
you're
you
back.
hear me?
Yeah, tell
right.
your wife to stop streaming over there.
Yeah, she disappeared. I don't know where she went. So.
Yeah, okay. Well, we just put on the chat the link to Twitch to the show. So whoever wants to, we lost him. Whoever wants to watch it, you can join and check it out. Oh, we still have Barbara with me there. Today the show. There's so many. Let me see. There we go. Okay, we made her disappear. We're gonna wait for Francis to join us back. Ryan, are you with me?
Yeah, buddy.
I'm sure you also have
Yeah,
some
yeah.
crazy stories. Oh, I think he's back. Let me see. Let's put him back again. Francis, can you hear me? Let's see if we can bring him back. Are you there?
Hi. I guess my wife made me disappear too. So.
I guess. Okay, so we put we put in the chat the link to the show, and so whoever wants to check it out, please go check it out. I'm sure it's super high quality. I'm gonna check it out on Twitch. What's the name of the show again?
Magic Story Time.
Magic
Story
Time. Okay. Well, talking about words that you like to use, the English lexicon.
Yeah.
English is not my first language. It's actually my third language.
Amazing.
So I speak bad in 3 languages. Okay. But we have a great game that we play here. Would you like to play the game with us?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
All right. So let's bring it on. All right, so we've been playing this since almost the beginning of time, back in 2020. It's like so long ago. So Ryan, tell us a little bit about how do we play this game?
Yes, so the Liars Club, very famous, very popular around the world, also known as Two Lies and a Truth. So what our producers have done is found a word out of the they scour every dictionary, the Webster's, the Oxford, the slang dictionary. My goodness, I don't know where they get all these words, but it's a real word. And we're going to give you 3 definitions of that word, and only one of us is telling the truth, and the other 2 are completely full of it. So it's your job out there, without Googling, to find out and decide who is telling the truth. Now, our audiences have been very smart, and they usually get it right. So let's see how it goes. Why don't you give us the word of the day there, Alan?
All right. So today's word is obnixily. Obnixily. Yes,
I
think it's obnixily.
Well, you can pronounce it wrong if you like, but I think it's obnixily.
Okay, well, we already disagreeing over there. Okay, Francis, you a person that you use English and many words in your show. So do you know how to pronounce it?
Oh, absolutely, but I don't want to give it away. So.
Okay. So okay, when it's your turn. Okay, so Ryan, you go first.
So obnixily is it's when you call something kind of earnest, if you know the word earnest, or formal, like you would be dressed very obnixily going into the Magic Castle. Like you have to be dressed, looking smart, looking formal, looking earnest, and the word can be applied to a lot of things, but it's pretty much when you say something is done earnestly or is looking earnestly.
Yeah. So I dressed up obnixily, and then they nixed me.
They nixed your obnixily.
Yes, they nixed me. All right. So basically, when you say something earnestly, would that
when
be
you say something is earnestly, that's
Something
done earnestly or looking earnestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like a pile of No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't sound like it's true. Yeah, Francis, let's see if you have anything better.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'll happily give you the accurate definition right now, and that's of course it's an adjective, obviously the ly, right? And it's the trait of being obsessed with an idea. It's so I'm obsessed with words, right? So I approach words in an obnixily sort of fashion, right? Like language, is it? So being obsessed with an idea, someone who is obsessed with an idea, or obsession, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so someone is obsessed with an idea. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, listen, that's not the definition of obnixily. Let me tell you, I know because hey, I know English, and I'm the host of the show, so I always tell the truth, So it's something that is very obscure, like a movie that is like a horror movie can be obnixily, for example. Okay, so it's obe. I think it comes from Greek. I'm not sure, and that means dark. So it can be also dark humor. So yeah, that's what it is. It's basically when something is very or too obscure. Okay, that's a real answer by the way. You should believe me. I always tell the truth. Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't be fun at all. That'd be a terrible game if that was true.
Okay.
I only say true things.
Yes.
All right.
So now the audience is going to decide. So audience, are you guys ready? Let's bring up the poll. So if you join us at the happy hour on Zoom, you're going to see a poll in front of you, and you can vote. So you can just click on the right answer, which is C, of course. Or you can choose A, B, or C. Okay, whoever you believe. And let's see. We have about close to 50% voted. So go ahead, vote. If you didn't, Ryan, I see you. Don't vote for yourself.
Nope, I would not.
Okay, very good.
Not again.
And you're not allowed to Google it. You're not allowed to Google, even though this word is so obscure that you would not find it even on Google.
I mean, I researched it obnixly, so I don't know how to answer better than that.
Okay, so let's see here. Are we done? Everybody voted. 76% voted. All right. Wow. We had, you know what, Francis, you were coming up front, and then things changed. Suddenly, more people started believing somebody else. And yeah, all right. So I'm gonna count to 5. So vote if you didn't. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's end the poll. All right. So I'm gonna share the results with everybody here. So according to our audience, which they are very, very smart, Ryan.
How'd I do? I did good. Look
No.
at your face. I did good.
You did horrible. You're the last one. Okay. Most people don't believe you. What a reputation you got for yourself. Then Francis,
Goodness.
you know, you look like an honest guy, and people still don't know you here in the show, so they gave you a little break. So you were really tied with me, but then at the end, they believed me, of course, and everybody, 45% thought that I was right. So yeah, I'm the one. I'm the chosen one. So let's see now
right in
who's.
the middle.
You're right in the middle. Yeah, it actually went in order of the screen. Yeah, and it wasn't even planned. So Emily, our production assistant, we don't really even know who's telling the truth because I don't want to know. So that's why our production assistant is the only one that really knows. But I have a feeling that I'm the one that was telling the truth. So Emily, can you come on? Are you there?
Hi guys.
Hey.
Hey, Emily.
What's up?
So Ryan is telling the truth.
Ryan was saying the truth. Oh my God! To the audience.
Boom.
Wow.
Loser.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Wow. And nobody
Right.
even knows what earnestly means.
Yes, that's what
See?
fooled everybody. I think. It's like these are two words that we don't know, so it's too complicated.
Earnestly
So-
should
You gave that
should be the word next
definition
week.
obnixly, so yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You were
Well,
you
all
were
right then.
obviously. Yeah, good job.
Don't we have a graphic that gives me a check mark or something? We should have that.
We should have, no? Yeah, okay.
Right.
I'll work on that. I'll work on that for the next show. All right. Well, we're coming to
All
the
right.
moment of the show that we've been all waiting for. Francis, are you ready to wow us?
Sure.
And I'm not talking about Wawa, the gas station, to wow us.
Wawa, yeah, and I'm from the Philadelphia region, which is right, we are the Wawa country, and you brought it down to Florida eventually, but it started up here, so.
Yeah, okay. Good to know. I learned something new today. All right. So everybody, let's hear it for our friend Francis Menotti.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Alan, and thanks, Ryan, and actually, and Emily. Thanks, everyone. All of you at home watching right now. I have a little bit of a confession to make. We'll get to that in just a moment, but we're going to play a game of assumptions here. And I have a little small wooden box off to the side. So let's actually, I'm going to ask everyone, I don't have to bring anyone up for this, but I'm just going to ask everyone at home to assume what might be in a small wooden box about this size and shape, belonging to a magician specifically. And some people might say coins, they might see keys, something that would fit inside the box, obviously, right? In Chicago one time someone said severed fingers, which still has haunted me to this day. But that said, I can tell you what's inside the box, and some of you may have guessed it. It is a pack of cards. But this is all about assumptions. And the reason I'm using assumptions right now is to, magic is kind of based on assumptions. If you think about it, if you don't have assumptions about things in life, well, in a magic show you have to have assumptions. In everyday life you don't want to have assumptions, right? But in life, if you assume, you don't want to assume things about people, places, or things. In a magic show, if you don't assume we have object permanence, you won't be impressed when something disappears, right? Or if you don't assume we have gravity, you won't be impressed when something floats. So I'm going to have a game of assumptions, but I'm also going to play a game of observation here with some of these cards. In fact, I'll just use 6 of them. The deck will come back in a moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spread these 6 cards out in front of me up to the camera. I'm going to hold them out, and I'd like everyone at home to play along and try to discern as fast as you can how many red cards there are and how many black cards there are. All right? So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I pulled 6 cards out here. I'm going to turn them around for just a moment, and as fast as you can, try to see how many red and how many black cards there are. Are you ready? Here we go. Now. All right. Hopefully that was enough time for all of you at home. Now here's where it gets strange. This is an observation game. And as a magician, as a creator of magic, as someone who helps others create magic, I try to lead you down a path of assumptions. You assumed that the game was to figure out how many reds and blacks there are. And that's a safe assumption, I did tell you that. But what that does, by telling you exactly what the task is at hand, you miss other certain things. So if you're guessing right now that there are 3 reds and 3 blacks, you'd be absolutely correct. That was what I asked you to pay attention to. What you probably did not notice is that these red cards are backwards from what they should be. And that is a jack of spades, a jack of clubs, or a jack of spades, a 10 of clubs, and a king of clubs that are actually red. And these other ones right here are black. The only card that's real in there is the ace of spades. These other ones, you see a black queen of hearts and a black 10 of diamonds, completely backwards on what they're supposed to be, all because we're paying attention to the wrong things. Now, that's not to make anyone feel foolish, because we do this all the time. We miss the things that were so obvious right in front of us because we're focused on something else. This can apply to, it can apply in a positive way. Like if I say, think about a red car, if you were to walk outside right now, the first thing you're going to see, as far as vehicles go, is a red car. You're going to see them everywhere, right? So we're going to play more games of assumptions. I'm going to come back to that game of assumptions at the end. But first, I'm going to bring back a pack of cards. This happens to be a new pack. So you can see they're in order, ace through king of hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. When the cards are in order, my thoughts are in order. So right now you can see the cards are all in this numerical, orderly state of tranquility, right? This is the confession. I spend so much time with a pack of cards in the last couple of years especially, that cards and I have this symbiotic relationship. Cards prefer to be in an orderly state of tranquility. I know this sounds crazy, and it is, but watch what I mean. Because of the connection between my brain and the cards, right now you can understand what I'm saying, right? Let's actually, Alan, if we can get someone up on the screen for just a second to help me, please, that would be helpful. It doesn't matter, just one person for a moment, and I'm going to have this person, I'll riffle through the cards, and you'll just say stop, whoever we find.
Okay, well, we got Roshana there. By the way, I don't know if it was part of the effect or not, but they were really supposed to be in order?
These are, yes. Were they?
One is not. I'm paying
thank you.
attention.
Oh, yes, it is.
Perfect.
Attention. Did you see? I got it right now. Oh, thank you. All right.
I was afraid to mention it, Okay.
No, that's why I felt like I was missing a word there somewhere. If the cards are in order, my thoughts are in order. So right now, okay, great. So basically what we'll do this, I'll do this again. In a moment, I'm going to show you how problematic it is that my brain and the cards are connected. So we have someone on the screen. I can't quite make out the name right here.
We have
Two of you? Yeah.
Rashana.
Rashana. Okay, great.
Yes,
Hi,
Rashana and
both of you on the
Rashana.
screen there. Rashana, all I'd like you to do is just pay close attention at the right moment. You'll understand what I'm saying by context, but I'm going to ask you to just say stop. Now, don't do it yet. You'll understand when we get there, okay? Here's where it gets strange, because in a moment I'm going to be hard to understand. This card, the deck of cards in my brain are connected. So again, in order right now, all right? And if I were to shuffle these cards, my words mixed up become a little. Shuffle a more bit, and words might become confused more even. Yeah, imagine, can you now, shuffling keep if I understand won't able you be to anything. I digress, but. Please, Rashana, stop, say.
When do I say stop? Right now? Stop.
Time one more.
Stop.
All right. Card, remember the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, got it.
Down the face, now table the card for I'll put pocket. You think. Said as before, I two cards orderly if prefer, and be state and tranquility, plus words of cards and my if order and were. Much would determine it be card to missing was easier which.
We need a translation.
Would it? Therefore, concentrate I, if enough hard, I force can my words back into order. If I concentrate hard enough, I can force my words back into order, which means if my words are in order, my thoughts are in order. Rashana, you can understand me again, yes?
Yeah, so the cards
Oh,
are in
thank
order.
heavens. Okay, good. So that means because my thoughts are in order, right? If my thoughts are in order, then the cards should be in order. All I'd have to do is fan through. Even though I didn't look at the camera before, I can find the missing one out of sequence. Oh, there it is, the 5 of clubs. The 5 of clubs right here, that's the one you saw. And that goes right here in between these two cards. But if what I said were true, Ashana, and everyone at home, even though these cards didn't leave your sight the whole time, while I've been shuffling them, as soon as I put my thoughts back into order, this card on top should now be the Ace of Hearts, right? Because my thoughts are in order. The 2 of Hearts, because my words are in order. The 3 of Hearts, because the cards are in order. The 4 of Hearts. Every single card back in its original order.
Wow.
Once again. Whew. Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Now that I'm going to shuffle them a couple times just to make sure, now that they're broken in. Okay, you can still understand what I'm saying right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're broken in. Okay, good. So as long as you can understand me now, they shouldn't affect the order of my thoughts anymore. So I'll come back to the deck in just a moment at the very end of my piece. But I want to do something a little different right now. And I was talking with Alan yesterday. We were talking about magic and classics of magic and kind of the stuff that you've seen on the show before. Oh, thank you again, by the way, Rashana, for helping me out there. I want to show you something that is actually not my piece of magic. And the reason I'm doing this is a lot of times people come up to magicians and they say, well, do you create your own magic? And many of us do. Some people don't. They play the classics kind of like you'd play Chopin or Beethoven and there's nothing wrong with any of it. It's just people bring their own personality to those tricks each time. I want to show you a, pardon me, what I consider a classic of magic that I saw many years ago when I saw David Copperfield perform on TV. I was a little kid, and it was one of my favorite trick that I ever saw close up. And it was many years later that I learned the secret to the trick. But I still love it so much, and I want to share it with you now. It's an old piece with a $100 bill. It doesn't really matter whether 100 or a 1 or a 20 or a 50 or any piece of currency. It's just a little scarier to do it with 100 because if you mess it up, well, you'll see in a moment. And a pencil. So here we go. And when I saw David Copperfield do this, basically what he did was he balanced the bill on the pencil. So you find the center of the bill just off of Ben Franklin's chin, I believe it is, right here. And I'll show you the cheating method for this. We go 1, 2, 3. And that should look like it's going through. It's a good illusion. It looks a lot like it's going right through the bill, right? Obviously, it's not. That would be, well, it'd be bad for a lot of reasons. But here, I'll show you. Let me give a little 1, 2, 3. Did it sound like it ripped at home? It sounded like it to me here. The little-known fact, to me at least, a long time ago, was that U.S. currency is not just ink and paper. It's a cotton rag. So they're cotton fibers, and I can sew those cotton fibers back together so there's no hole inside the bill.
Yeah.
Right? Right? I know. And that's cool. That is amazing. I enjoy that piece, that part of the magic. But this is what really blew my mind. Like, I started playing with this. I was probably in middle school or high school at the time, and I started, much to my parents' chagrin, taking pieces of currency of theirs and poking pencils through them. And I figured out ways of doing that part. Never looked quite as good as when David Copperfield did it. But then this happened. The second part of the trick, we'll do it really slowly. All I have to do is I'll find the center again. This time I'm going to crease it. Nice sharp crease. Hold on. There we go. And balance the dollar bill, balance the pencil inside the $100 bill. There? Does that look good to you? It looks good to me right now. Balance right inside here. Don't take your eyes off. This is going to happen super slowly. It's going to look like it melts right through that $100 bill. And that is my favorite piece of magic of another magician's. I love watching it every time another magician does it. It's a classic to me, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank
That
you.
was awesome. That was awesome.
Isn't it fun? Do I have time just to finish with one more, Alan? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, cool. I just want to make sure we're doing all right, because everyone out here has been fantastic, and this show has been wonderful. I want to say, as I get into this last part of the show, that I want to say thank you to Alan for having me, obviously, and thanks, Ryan, for the amazing music and the interaction. You've been great, and also Emily, of course. Everyone's been fantastic on the show. And I remember Barbara did that trick with Alan before. I thought it kind of reminded me when you were doing the trick where the cards went back into the right, face up and face down. I was like, oh, I should do this piece with the shuffled words because it's kind of similar. Let me do one last thing for you. Remember the box where the cards came from, right? That's been on the table the whole time. Alan, could I trouble you for one more person? I know I didn't. I thought I was going to just use one person, but I'm changing it slightly if that's okay. If I can steal one more person out there, I'm going to make sure that these cards are actually shuffled one more time.
Okay, Valerie, would you like to join us? Yeah. Okay, so let's bring on Valerie. Let's see. There you are. Hey, Valerie.
Hi, Valerie. All right, Valerie, can you hear me? And can I hear Valerie?
Yes.
That's the question. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Hi, Valerie. Excellent. Nice to meet
Hi.
you. Pleasure. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Valerie, I'm going to do something really simple with the cards again. Now, I'm going to ask a couple of very obvious questions, and I'm apologizing for being too obvious here. I want to be. It's going to seem silly, but right now, where is the pack of cards?
In your hand.
Very good. It's in my hands. I'm just making sure. And again, I know these are silly questions, but you'll understand in a moment. Where's the box?
On the table.
On the table right here under the lamp. Okay, good. I'm just making sure we're all on the same page right now. Now, Valerie it was, right? Valerie, what I'm going to have you do is, it's not going to be a pick a card, find a card trick, right? I can't have you reach through the screen and pull one out. So I'm actually going to find one. I'm going to take one out for you. Even though I'm choosing this card for you kind of out of the middle of the deck, I'm going to actually have you mark it yourself. And here's what I mean by that. I'll take a marker. I want to make sure that this is the only card like it in the entire world. So, Valerie, would you give me either a word or a shape to draw on it, something that you'll recognize later as you know it's the only card like it? What would you like me to draw or write?
Heart.
A heart. I love it. I'm going to put a big heart.
Heart.
Valentine's Day is... Oh, did you say heart or no? Heart like that? Is that what you said? Okay, great. Just making sure. So we have a heart.
Yes.
A heart on a diamond. Very good. Now now the card is got multiple personalities of various sorts, or maybe it's just got a big heart. Who knows? But in this case, what's going to happen here, Valerie? I'm going to take your card and place it back in the deck. Okay. Now we've already shuffled a couple times here, but what I'd like you to do is watch. And I'll place the 3 of diamonds. I almost had 3 of hearts back in the deck. And in a second, I'm going to ask you one more very obvious question, and that is, where is the box?
On
Do
the
you remember?
table.
On the table, very good. Because in a second, the card is going to disappear from the deck and reappear inside the box. In fact, Valerie, I've got to be honest, it's already happened. Did you see it happen? The card has disappeared from this deck and reappeared inside the box. The problem is, remember at the beginning of the set, I was talking about assumptions, making assumptions. Like, we don't want to assume things in life, but in a magic show you have to. Right now you're assuming that that's the box. And you should, because that's what it was at the beginning. But I'm a magician, and as you saw in the Liars Club, we do lie. That's not actually a box. That's a stack of wooden planks. Actually, the same principles and properties as a pack of cards. I could just drop them here, almost shuffle them, right? You'll notice I'm keeping this up here in my hand the whole time. I asked you before where the deck of cards was. I did tell you the truth in one respect, and that is I said your card was going to disappear from the box, or deck, and reappear inside the box. In fact, it has, because, Valerie, that's not a deck of cards. That is a hollowed out pack of cards.
Wow.
That is a box. And inside this box, you'll see one card hanging out here. I'll just leave this off to the side. Stay there. One card that has a 3 of diamonds, and it has a heart.
Amazing.
Thank you so much, Valerie. And thank all of you at home for watching. My name's Francis Menotti. I've really enjoyed being here. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you so much. It was amazing, really. This is the first time I see that, really, and I've
good.
seen a lot. First time ever I see a deck of cards change into a box made out of cards. So that's uniquely yours, I understand. This is great.
Yes, it is.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, very excited. Ryan, how you feeling over there?
I'm doing good, man. Doing great.
Okay.
Francis is amazing. You know,
Yeah.
because I love these magicians when they also create magic. You know, so that they're taking all the tricks that have been existing in the world and they're making them better, and they're creating new things, and they're reinvigorating magic for the new generations. I love it.
Yeah, so creative. He's really amazing, creative, you know, and it's making really magic happen. So that's
Yeah.
great. Thank you, Francis, again. It was amazing. Hey, and next in the next show we have a magician joining us from California. His name is Jonathan Molo. So sign up, register for the show. If you still didn't have a chance, you can sign up right now. The link is in the chat and also in the description below on YouTube. So please join us again in 2 weeks in February. Looking forward for that. Ryan,
All right, buddy.
take it away. Thank you so much.
See you next time. Bye, guys.